All right, so today we're diving deep into event sourcing and, how do you actually use the data when you build systems this way?
Right.
We've got this great article. It's by Mario Bittencourt,
Okay.
and it's from the Essence Tech publication. Event Sourcing Part 3, Handling Different Access Patterns.
Hmm.
And this is where it gets interesting.
Right. Yeah, it does. Because with event sourcing, you're not just storing what something looks like right now.
Right.
Like your inventory level or customer profile, you're storing like every single thing that happened to get it to that state.
Oh, I see. So instead of just seeing like, I've got 50 widgets in stock right now,
Yeah.
I see every time a widget was added or removed, like why?
Totally. It's like a complete history
Yeah.
instead of just a snapshot.
Oh, like a detective's case file.
Exactly.
But okay, so if everything's an event log, how do you quickly find something?
Yeah, that's the problem. Like if you want all the times a widget was removed,
Yeah.
you can't just query a normal database.
Right, right. So the article, that's what it's tackling. It's like, it's not enough to just get one thing by its ID. You need different ways to look at the data.
You got it.
And there's this great example, like imagine you're a customer, right?
Right.
You want to check your order status, your payments.
Oh, yeah, everyone's done that.
You might want to see like all settled payments or just refunds. Doing that from a raw event log would be a nightmare.
Yeah, it'd be a total mess. So that's where this idea of read models comes in.
Okay.
Or sometimes they're called projections. It's like, imagine a machine with tons of parts. A read model is like special glasses that only show you the parts you need for a specific task.
Oh, interesting. So instead of looking through every single event every time, you have these like pre-built views that are just for what you're trying to find out.
That's the idea. They're optimized just for those queries.
Oh, that makes things way more efficient.
And you don't have to build every possible one up front.
Right, right.
You make them as you need them, for the questions that come up. And you can even use different tech for each read model. A database, a key value store, whatever works best.
Okay, so I'm sold on the why. How do you actually build these things?
Good question. The article breaks it down into 4 parts.
Oh, okay.
Think of it like an assembly line for your data. So first, you have the projectionist. It's watching the event stream for new stuff,
Right.
like a supervisor on the line.
Got it.
Then there's the ledger, which keeps track of which events have already been processed, so nothing gets done twice.
Okay, so we're watching for new events and making sure we don't do the same one twice. What's next?
The projector is like the worker on the line. It takes the raw events and actually transforms them into what the read model needs.
Oh, okay.
And finally, the projection itself, that's where the finished data is stored, ready to be queried.
So clear flow from raw events to organized projection, and we can have multiple projections for different purposes, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Like
Okay.
one for customers, one for internal stuff, all sorts of things.
It's like different lenses on a camera, but looking at the same data.
Exactly. The article gives another example. Like if you needed data on bank decline codes, there'd be a whole different read model.
But what happens when these event logs get massive? Thousands of events. Doesn't that affect performance?
Great question. And that's where it gets really interesting. We'll tackle those challenges in the next part of our deep dive.
I can't wait. But before we move on, have you ever, run into situations where read models would have been a lifesaver?
Oh, yeah, totally.
Hmm.
Many times when I was dealing with huge data sets, wishing I had a simpler way to get the exact info I needed.
It's like a breath of fresh air when you find a good solution. So we'll be back in a bit and tackle those massive event logs.
Sounds good. So before we were talking about those massive event logs and event sourcing.
Yeah, like won't performance just tank as the log grows?
That's what people worry about, yeah.
Like a giant library, but the card catalog keeps growing.
Oh, I like that.
Eventually finding the right book takes forever, right?
And just like a library, there are ways to manage that.
Okay.
The article talks about snapshots. Think of it like taking a picture of your system at a point in time.
Oh, so instead of replaying every event from the start,
Right.
you can just start from the snapshot and only do the newer events.
Exactly. It's like a bookmark in that huge catalog.
This seems crucial when you've got systems running for a long time.
It is.
But wouldn't you need to make snapshots constantly to keep up to date?
Good point. And the article warns about that.
Oh, okay.
Doing it too often actually slows you down.
I see.
It's like taking a new picture of your library every time a book moves.
Yeah, not very efficient.
Right. It's finding the balance between
Yeah.
storage and speed.
Right.
Like
Okay.
archiving old files.
Yeah.
You don't wait till your hard drive's full.
Okay, snapshots make sense. The article also mentions aggregated streams.
Oh, yeah. for older data.
What's that about?
Like, think about your bank statements.
Yeah.
You don't see every transaction, just a monthly summary.
But the details are still there if you need them.
Exactly. It's like compressing the data, but without losing anything.
Oh, I see.
You make these higher-level events that sum up lots of smaller ones.
So if I need details from years ago, I can still get them.
Yeah.
But for recent stuff, I use the aggregated stream much faster.
Precisely, like different zoom levels on a map.
Right, you can zoom in for the details or out for the overview.
Exactly.
This all ties back to those different access patterns.
It does.
Read models, snapshots, aggregated streams. Pretty elegant solutions.
Yeah. And you can mix and match them depending on your application.
So there's no one right way to do it.
Right. It's finding the right tools for your job.
It sounds like you need to plan carefully up front.
Definitely. You got to anticipate how you'll use the data later.
And that's where domain-driven design comes in, right?
You got it. We'll dive into that in the next part.
All right, so we've talked about read models, snapshots, aggregated streams, all those tools for managing those big event logs. But you mentioned domain-driven design, or DDD. How does that fit in? I remember our deep dive on DDD a while back.
Right.
It was all about understanding the business and modeling your software around that.
Yeah.
So how does that connect to event sourcing? Seems kind of different.
They are distinct, but they work really well together. In DDD, there's this idea of aggregates. They're like clusters of things that change together as a unit, like an order with its items, shipping address, payment, all that.
So not just individual data, but how it fits in the real business.
Exactly. And here's the cool part.
Mm-hmm.
With event sourcing, you don't just store the current state of the aggregate.
Yep.
You store all the events that led to that state. It's a built-in audit trail.
Wow. So instead of just seeing order shipped, I can
Yeah.
see every step, when it was placed, payment processed, everything.
Like a time machine for your data.
It is. And
Yeah.
that fits with DDD, focusing on how things change over time.
Exactly. In the real world, things don't just jump between states. They change gradually through actions and events. Event sourcing captures that.
This is amazing. So you have this detailed history, and it's structured like the real business processes.
Yep.
Okay, so are there places where event sourcing and DDD really shine together?
Oh, definitely. Like e-commerce. Think about managing orders, inventory, payments, all that stuff.
Lots of changes happening, lots of rules.
Exactly. And capturing them as events gives you so much more insight.
You can see the whole customer journey.
Yep. From browsing to purchase, delivery, even returns. And you can use this data for so many things.
Personalizing recommendations, preventing fraud, all sorts of stuff.
Exactly. It's like you're not just building software, you're building a digital model of the business.
That's a great way to put it. What about other areas?
Financial systems too.
Yeah.
Banking, stock trades, insurance. Anywhere a complete history is critical.
Right, where mistakes are expensive.
Exactly. It's like a tamper-proof record. You can see exactly what happened, when, and why.
No more mysteries.
And that transparency is huge for trust and regulations.
Okay, so event sourcing and DDD, powerful combo. But is it a silver bullet? Good for everything.
That's the big question.
Yeah.
And honestly, it depends. It's a powerful tool, but it has trade-offs.
Right.
It's a different way of thinking about data. It can be complex.
So not just something you add to any project.
Right. If you've got complex rules, lots of changes, need that audit trail, then yeah, it's great.
But if your app is simple, maybe a regular database is better.
Exactly. Pick the right tool for the job.
Well, this has been quite the journey. Event sourcing, managing those logs, DDD, the whole thing.
It's a lot to take in.
We've learned a lot about how powerful this approach can be,
Definitely.
and maybe when not to use it.
Important too.
And to our listeners, stay curious, keep learning. There's always more to explore in the world of software development.
Absolutely.